everybody, welcome back to the All in Our Heads podcast with me, Joe Fernandes, and Mike Gaffney. What's up, Mike? Having tech difficulties? Oh, well, you froze. You just froze. Oh, no, you're back. What were you saying?
I went on YouTube. So the show was started, but the music for the show was still playing on YouTube. So
gotcha.
Messed me up a little bit.
We'll mess you up over there a little bit. So, yeah, we're going live on YouTube instead of Facebook. So, I don't know. Fuck Facebook. I feel like they don't really help you.
Facebook has fucked people since they started because they want you to pay for everything.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So and I don't blame them because we're nobodies, so we're not making enough money to pay them. But there's probably, without some sort of algorithm, there's going to be big corporations taking advantage of their platform. So they're like, no, we'll pay. Yeah, I get it.
Can you do me a favor? Just push your mic away from your mouth a little bit. It's coming in hot.
Okay.
No, I get it too, but I mean, they could do it like YouTube, where you just put it out there, you build your fan base. What it is with the problem with Facebook is, like, your video, it just like goes nowhere. It's not like archived anywhere. Like YouTube, it's like, oh, these were the live videos. Like anybody that wants to say it.
Right.
Give it a shot, and then hopefully people that are really fans, not just people that dip in, like these crazy Facebook people that, you know what I mean? Like every once in a while. I don't know.
YouTube is, I mean, a better platform for this. Yeah. Period. They know. I mean, they're made for stuff like what we want to do.
Right.
The only reason you go to Facebook is because that's where your friends and fans are. You figure, hey guys, because people on Facebook, unless they're following a link to why the KKK wasn't racist, or cats making cupcakes, they don't really click it. You know what I'm saying? They're not clicking anything. They don't support. The biggest bullshit I can remember since I started doing comedy and the internet came on. What can we do to help, man? What can we do to help you?
Oh yeah.
Man, share a video. Share a video I put up.
Or like the video.
Like it. Watch the whole thing. That's how you support.
It's the easy. A meme recently went around. You want to help your artistic friends, and it said it was like on Instagram. It was like heart it. And if you do the save button, comment, like all those things help us.
Yeah, right.
We know we've already established you're not buying tickets to the live shows, even before COVID. Yeah. Enough of the, hey dude, I gotta let me know when you're around. It's like, you can find out, man. The same way you find out all the other information in the world. When you want to know what restaurants are open, you Google it. It's easy. Yeah. My name, comedy. There's not a lot of me.
No.
You can find it. It's like, just stop saying it.
I remember it's probably 5 years ago. One of the broads from the program, she texts me or that DM me, hey, I need to talk. Here's just DM me. She's like, hey, we have a question. A group of us were eating last night. We just want to know, how can we as a fellowship help you blow up, because you're funny, you're a good guy, and we want to help you. And I was like, well, there's not much you can do, but share, talk to people, share stuff, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to do whatever we can. And that was very sweet. Unnecessary. They've reached out. I'm going to be honest. I know the group of people this person was said they were, I've never seen one share from them. Now, again, Facebook sucks. They could hide it from everybody.
Yeah.
But, look for stuff, man. I don't know. You want to help.
Listen, one thing I know is when things get shared, then they get shared more. Like if I, I've had one stand-up clip that really kind of went crazy on Facebook. And every once in a while, it'll start getting likes again. It just keeps getting shared and shared. It's shared 1,000 times, but it's most of those shares are nobody I know, and it's it's just share my shit. I mean, I guess what it is. I guess you never know, people with their jobs and shit. They just don't want
stop.
I'm just saying.
What are you? Your videos and my videos are so they get you fired if you start listening to Joe the Rebel. No. What are you doing?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying what people may think, because I let the F word go a little bit.
I get, but I mean, come on. You look at the other shit they share and post. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
it's just, and again, I'm guilty. Once in a blue moon, and I don't like to share a lot of stuff anyhow. I definitely, I'm not a big link sharer. If you're on my page, you're not going to see me sharing articles and links. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
But if I see something that's funny and I see it, I watch it, I'm like, oh, that's fucking funny, bro. I will share it.
Mm.
If you put a clip up of something you shot, like, yo, look at, and I will share that, especially if I see you make an effort with your fucking, I'll share that. You know what I'm saying? If I see it, I'll share it.
Yeah.
But I get like not being on top of all people's stuff, but don't say you want to help and do zero to help.
Yeah, I don't know what to get. Yeah, you just put it out there and hope people do. You know what I mean? You know who shares my stuff? Dino from Uncle Vinny. Let me tell you something. Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club. Any clip I share, any video I make, dude, I can make a reface. And they're sharing it to their story on Instagram. It's like, dude, it's just support, man.
Yep.
You know?
That's Brad Garrett's Comedy Club is. If I put something up, they will share it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like in all comedy club, any comedy club you work at should do that. So they like, this is one of our guys.
Right.
You know, when he comes around, you should come see him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? What are you going to do? You can't. It's almost like, it's not even, it's just whatever. You know what I mean?
That's it. You just talked it out with yourself. You didn't need listeners. Nobody had to come on YouTube. You figured it all out. Like, it is, they could say it is whatever. Like,
because you just can't even put it into words.
You just talk yourself into circles. It's like, who cares? You know what? It is what it is. That's the bottom line. It is what it is.
It is. I do. That is my fucking. I say that all the time. That's my whole. It is what it is. Like, especially as I get older, I'm like, I don't care. It's
you know
so
what?
weird.
The reason for you is it is what it is because you come in excited about. You think you come in really. You do, like, you're a headline kind of guy, man. You come in excited. But you peter out, and instead of trying to figure out what you were trying to say, it's like, yeah, it is what it is. It's just you, Peter. You come in hot, like, man. Let me tell you something. I have a fucking strong opinion about this because, and if they, it is what it is. And just take your brain seizes up, and then is what it is your way out of that.
Yeah, at least I get out of it. At least I'm not the guy that just starts rambling shit that knows it's bullshit. I'm like, I get to the wall of where I know, and I surrender.
I'm gonna be full of shit.
Yeah, you get to a point where you're like, if I continue, I'm lying. I'm not being honest.
All of the rest of this up, or
so the way I wrap it up is, it is what it is. It is what it is. You continue to do the rest. I give you the headline. I give you a couple bullet points. Then you can go Google to your heart's content. You know what I mean? I'm not in podcasting to fucking teach you shit.
You're not an educator.
I'm not an educator, man. That's it. That's it. We're just here to talk shit and hopefully entertain for an hour plus. That's exactly all my job is. I don't need to be right about anything.
No.
I just need to be somewhat funny.
Hopefully.
Right. Well, that's one thing I'm trying to, even like what's on stage. It's like, fuck it. Even if even if I have a weird thought that's totally wrong,
right?
Be like, I don't have to be right. I just got to be funny. So even if the crowd's like, this is not even true, be like, but did you laugh? That's all I care about. I don't care about teaching you. It's just a funny thought that I had that's true to me now. With zero research.
You're welcome.
Yeah. A friend of mine read something and told it to me, so here I'm going to regurgitate it to you. Oh, your friend read something. No, my friend actually listened to a podcast, then called me.
He listened to a podcast of a group of guys who said they read something.
Yeah.
And then he texted me and told me about it.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you about 5 seconds of that and then say it is what it is.
It is. You are the trickle down of any thing that started up with a real, you're the trickle end, the tail end of any conversation. That's where you come in. And he said, it is what it is. Like the
Yeah.
tail end. You know what I mean? Up here at the top, they've had heated conversations and debates. They've gone in depth. Then someone else heard them and kind of like gave us like footnotes. And then somebody else broke it down even further. Then you come in with, I'm saying it is what it is. And you just come in with the tail end. It is what it is.
It is what it is. And that's that. I mean, there was a lot of news stuff this week that I'm like, I'll just read the headlines. I got no time. You know, because it was all the same shit. You're just like, I was sitting there, I'm like, I should prepare for the podcast by reading this stuff I want to talk about. But then
It's so funny. Right with the 2 minutes of the fucking show, I'm show prepping on Google Trends, and I'm show prepping, and I'm like, I don't want to read any of this. Yeah, I have a board full of stuff that I wrote up here that I thought maybe we can talk about.
Well, is any of this canceling of books, movies, Eminem, and Pepe Le Pew?
I didn't see any of that. I mean, I knew the books part, but like I didn't know any.
Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, I got that.
Got Dr. Seuss. Then Disney took away 3 movies because they're problematic. Then these what do they call them? Gen Zers now. That's what the people that are canceling everybody. They want to cancel Eminem for lyrics he wrote in '99. And then today I got home, started making dinner, looked at my phone. Pepe Le Pew should be canceled according to a New York Times.
Because he's he is handsy.
He's handsy. He said he taught children about rape. That's what they're saying. Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew taught kids how to rape?
No. I mean, yeah, that's what he's saying. I'm saying he didn't, but that's what.
No, I know that. That's the point.
Yeah. Let me get the headline.
Well, let's go real quick. First off, no kids are watching Pepe Le Pew anymore. So we're all out here. All the Pepe Le Pew rapists, we're already out. We're out here.
Yeah.
And we're raping. I mean, that's just the way it is. Sorry, you can't. What is it? You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You know, Pepe Le Pew taught us.
Yeah, who's watching Pepe Le Pew anyway? Like you said,
nobody anymore. You got to dig up the artist and the original voiceover guy and the original writers of Pepe Le Pew and let them know they fucked up.
Yeah, it says it normalizes rape culture. That's what Pepe Le Pew did. Normalized it.
You guys are retarded. Here's the thing. The reason why Pepe Le Pew bowed out gracefully, because no, they're not even really in business. Like, yeah, no problem. Yeah, we won't do that anymore. It's like
I just feel like I feel like these cancel culture people I feel like people are so bored. Like they're
I
just.
don't know if it's like, just that. They're just
like if I'm telling you if you're going into Pepe Le Pew, fucking you're hitting up Dr. Seuss, like whose agendas is this? Like there's bigger problems in the world. I've never seen a kid.
Dr. Seuss thing I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but they came up with this on their own last year when they were looking at these books. First off, 5 of the 7 books they're discontinuing, their sales are so low it wouldn't even matter. So that's one reason why they're taking them out of production, because they don't really sell anymore.
Yeah.
And they see, they could be problematic. Fuck it. Let's just get out of it. We don't need to make them books anymore. It's a different time when you used to when you picked out people's ethnicity and like made it a thing. It was a different time. So, they kind of got rid of those books. So I don't think they were challenged as much as they made a business decision.
Yeah, I guess. I just, what it is like. It's just like it's just these slippery slopes with shit.
Whoa!
What happened?
Not you make slippery slopes sound like a negative thing. I don't know. I know slopes that are not slippery, so I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right. I just don't want you to get canceled, Joe. Not every slope is slippery. And if it is slippery, don't make it sound like it's a bad thing. So it's a slippery slope. What do you want the slope to do? What do you want the slope to do, Joe? Come on. Sensitive. Come on. It's 2021.
Yeah. Disney's getting rid of Peter Pan.
Peter Pan?
Yeah. Well, here, let me get the.
What did he do? Because he's hanging with kids.
They also want to get rid of Jack Sparrow. They want to get rid of Johnny Depp from the Pirates movies. Which ones did it? They but according to the Hollywood Reporter, I can't find the list of movies. Oh, the Aristocats, The Jungle Book, Robinson, the Swiss Family Robinson, and Peter Pan, because of the way they portray. What do they call them now? Trying to find the right word. I don't want to get canceled from our one viewer. You know,
I don't. You've said anything.
it's fucking trying to original Americans. I can't think of the proper word. Original Americans.
Original forefathers?
No, the people that
founders.
Were here. Indian. Fuck it. Cancel me. The way they portray Indians.
Indigenous people. American Indians.
Yeah, I was Native Americans. That's what I was trying to.
So Peter Pan. Oh yeah, there's
a lot going on in Peter Pan. Apparently,
I've said this for years now.
They refer to him as Redskins in Peter Pan, so that's probably
it is what it is. Hey, here's the thing I've been saying for a long time: companies, people, individuals, corporations need to push back and say, "Well, we're not canceling it." How the fuck does that sound? Now you may lose. It's like, you remember when Goya supported Trump?
Yeah.
And all the Goya community was like, "Fuck you, we're not buying Goya."
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happened? Or the other community was like, "We'll get it," right?
Yeah.
So I kept eating Goya because I'm not that kind of psycho. But if somebody's like, all the Goya people, like, I'm done. Fuck him and his Goya. And then the other,
oh boy.
There you go, Joe. There's a way to add.
Call back to the commercial. I'm just saying.
I know what it was, Joe. If you gotta follow it up with, it's a callback. They used to have a commercial. It was all boy. I don't know if you guys.
I didn't know if you knew.
I did.
Yeah,
I did, Joe. I'm
and you
saying
could have supported me by laughing. That's all I'm saying. Making fun of people. You could. If you want to show support. How hard is it? Just share it, show support. Fucking
go.
Hey.
It's like something's in my ear. Your mouth's not moving, and something just happened in my ear.
My mouth's not moving.
The clapping started happening, but I didn't know what.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, whoa! And you're just looking at me, and I'm like, what the fuck's happening?
Gotcha.
Forgot what sound effects. I think I just had a stroke because I hear like a bell.
Yeah, I just put it. Yeah. All right, continue. Boy, yeah.
So what I'm saying is companies like Dr. Seuss, that publishing company, could be like, yeah, we're making the books. It was in a different time. This is just the way it is. We're making those books. Well, we're telling you they hurt our feelings. Don't buy them. Don't buy those books. If they hurt your feelings, we just don't want anything to hurt your feelings. Anybody who knows us as authors knows the books. I mean, some of those books are useless anyhow, so maybe not make them. But I mean, Pepe Le Pew, we know that he was like this horrible, suave skunk. I mean, come on, he's a skunk, and he's acting like, oh, no one wanted to be around him, not because he was handsy, because he was a stinky ass skunk. He didn't figure that was the joke of the whole thing. Yeah. Is Pepe Le Pew was like, what's going on? And all the people were like, ew, I'm a cat, you're a skunk, you stink. That was the whole.
Yeah. You know what bothers me about people like this, though? This is what bothers me about people. It's like they go after like comedians. They go after books like this, cartoon, but regular movies they don't. Like when you have a movie where someone's actually getting raped, like on the screen.
Right.
They're not like, oh, it's problematic. We gotta. No, they'll give him a fucking Oscar. You know what I mean? It's like why is it considered art then?
But let me ask you a question. Your take on that is fine, right? Too on a movie because it's fine for me.
It's fine for me. I'm saying though, but they're not consistent,
right?
You know what I mean? They're not consistent. If you had I feel like they pick and choose,
right?
You know what I mean? Because I mean, I'm for free speech, free art, whatever. You shouldn't. I'm anti-censorship unless obviously you don't want to be like anti-Semitic and crazy shit like that.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I hear you. But what I'm saying is there's certain things that I think that a corporation should push back and be like, well, we're not canceling it, especially something
Some do. Some do.
especially things that we know are like, are you serious? Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck you. Pepe Le Pew stays. Period. We don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we have the times have changed. So, like, in movies back in the day or like cartoons back in the day, they depicted black people differently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get you got to do away with them. I get it because there's no place they're not entertaining anymore. Now they're like making us a lesson when I watch a cartoon that don't be like this racist person anymore. So get rid of it. I get that. But Pepe Le Pew, and the only reason I'm stuck on that is because the joke was he's a stinky fucking skunk trying to bang a cat.
Yeah.
That was a joke. And if some half retarded kid watched that and goes, "Oh, I can rape people now," then that kid is a fuck up.
Right. That dude.
Sorry, that kid's fuck up.
Yeah.
That kid was fucking other people without Pepe Le Pew. Okay? Nobody was like, "Kid, you see what is happening there? You can do that. You can what we're saying with the cartoon is rape is all. That is just those kind of things we need to step up and go, no. Fuck you, no.
Yeah.
Mr. Potato Head? No. It's Mr. Potato Head. That's what it is. And you know what? It doesn't matter because Mr. Potato Head don't have a dick. So he's just a potato. So since he's just a potato, we call him Mr. Potato Head just because we did. If that gives your 8-year-old child anxiety over gender, then you need to sit down with therapy and medication and get in and talk about it because it's just a potato.
Dude, they're just making kids softer and softer and softer. I blame the parents. It's like teach kids about it. Oh, we have Mary Jean's on. Hey guys.
Hi.
Endless RVing. That's our YouTube channel. If you're into RVs and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe. Are you going to do that for
in case
everybody?
You couldn't figure that out by the title.
Everybody who comes in, you're going to break down their fucking YouTube screen name?
Yeah, just in case. No, but what was I saying? I forgot.
If you didn't remember, why would I?
Oh, no. Making kids soft because they're just trying to protect them from every little thing. Like I said, I don't even think kids would come across Pepe Le Pew. These kids aren't going and getting these Dr. Seuss books. You know what I mean? Like,
and another thing, shouldn't there be like a certain amount? Like, just say there's 350 million people in America. Let's just keep it in America. Forget the rest of the world for a second. Keep it in America. Shouldn't there be like a percentage? Like, how many people in America have a problem with Pepe Le Pew? Oh, 280 million people don't have a problem? Well, guess what? Fucking 70 million people don't fucking watch it. But why does just big numbers, but why because you think a certain thing that it's right? Just because you feel a certain way, think a certain way, don't mean you're right.
Yeah.
And it's like, like back in the day, like my sponsor always said, feelings aren't facts. That was his famous.
Yeah.
All the time. Feelings aren't facts. And just because you feel a certain way, don't mean you're fucking correct.
Exactly. But the problem is these fucking people do have power to get this shit done. Dude, I'll tell you, I'm telling, I know you're a Democrat, so it's not about Democrats, but it's about these ultra progressives. This is like this ultra progressive agenda to try and make some weird ass utopia where nobody gets their feelings hurt. Or like or we can't, like, you can never live up to their ideals because what was good last year is not good this year. It's like you can't even live up to it.
My thing is to try to right wrongs or try to correct, a course of the way the world was at one point. I would say is if as new stuff is coming out, if like say the artist who did Pepe Le Pew, let's just or fucking Dr. Seuss wrote a brand new book today, and it was fucking a black slave and an Asian slave. You know what I'm saying? Or something like, I'm just using, hyperbole here, just like it's crazy. It's not going to happen. But then you could be like, ho, are you tone deaf? Are you not know we don't do that anymore? But you're going to go back in a time machine and say all those things you did one time before. I do understand that times have changed. Looking back at the world in the past, there was a lot of fucked up things. We can't still glorify those things that were fucked up just because they were in a different time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So certain things got to go. It's like, we don't think like that anymore. We don't talk like that anymore. We don't treat people like that anymore.
Yeah.
That's got to go. It was art in 1962, correct. But now it is totally wrong.
Right. If you're making something new, but you don't get rid of the old art.
What I'm saying is if there's something that is still, it's old, but it's very known. People know the thing. And it's a stance on the world that we no longer vibe with, that no one is okay with. I think it's okay to be like, that's got to go, man. Enough glorifying Joe Schmo's artwork. That's horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're not there anymore. And then anybody creating new stuff gets held to a different standard. But there's some things in the past that we don't need around. Like blackface and like those menstrual, like that kind of stuff. That is wrong. We don't even need that around.
Right, but we're not burning the movies where it happened in. We're not, you know what I mean? Like, why don't we use it as an educational tool? You know what I mean? Instead of hiding people from it.
I hear you, man. I hear you. But if I'm watching a movie that's got a guy with blackface singing.
Yeah, you're probably not going to be. You know what I mean? But they make movies about how bad that time was. You know what I mean?
Yes, but if I saw that movie, I'm not going to be like, oh, wow, I should watch all of this, not be entertained, and just watch it for educational purposes. It serves no more purpose.
Right, I agree, but like, I don't think kids are even looking for those movies. I don't think they're going to come upon them.
No, I get it. I'm just saying I understand that.
Yeah.
So if they go and get that off the shelf and get rid of those fucking cans, I'm okay with that because there's no need for it anymore. It serves no purpose.
Dr. Seuss got his start before he was doing Cat in the Hat. Before he was Dr. Seuss, he was drawing cartoons for the military, propaganda cartoons.
Yeah.
Making fun of the Japanese, and like it was just all that time. You know what I mean? It was just a different time. I just put it this way: nobody was even talking about those books until someone had a problem with those books. You know what I mean?
Well, the only reason they came out this year because it already was discussed and voted on last year in that publishing company that they didn't need those books anymore, and most of it it's eyewash for the fucking PC police.
Yeah.
But the truth is because there's no money in those books anymore. So they got rid of them. So it looks like they're like, yeah, man, we hear you, people. We stand with you. Dr. Seuss has got your back. But the truth is, if someone said, yeah, can you do me a favor, get rid of Cat in the Hat? Because I love cats and it makes little cats look bad.
Yeah. They're
going to be like, yeah, can scratch my ball sack. Cat in the Hat stays. You know what I'm saying? Cat in the Hat ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, until Cat in the Hat... Until there's someone in this country that the cat is represented in the Cat in the Hat in a negative way.
Yeah, but the numbers for Cat in the Hat won't allow them to have. They're going to be like, listen, we got rid of these books that were very racist.
Well, that's just going to show how phony it is. It's all about money. That's not about doing the right thing. I could almost respect you if you were like, man, we're making boatloads of money off this and we're getting rid of it because we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You're phony.
Well, that's my
to show the phoniness of it.
My point was like when everybody's using fucking Dr. Seuss, like no. They were saving money.
Yeah.
They would have cut those fucking books anyhow without anybody talking because they were not making money. Why publish things that aren't creating cash flow? So, but the thing is that I understand why issues need to be discussed and things need to be put away. because we're not going to watch. I will still watch Pepe Le Pew and be entertained because I don't look at it like that. So someone telling me it's got to go because it is corrupting America, you're a half a retard. I'm not going to let it go. I get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone says, look at this movie. It's like Gone with the Wind. It was very disparaging to slaves.
Right.
And it was at a time when people watched it and were like, yeah, that's the way the time was. You know what I'm saying? It's a good movie. I like the movie. It is what it is. Then now you're looking and going, yeah, it isn't really something we need to watch anymore. For entertainment, why would I need to watch that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
Why can't people just make the decisions based on their own life is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't like a radio show, you turn it off. You don't like a TV show, you don't watch it. You don't like this book, you don't get it. Your kid ain't going to sneak. If you tell your kid, don't buy that Dr. Seuss book, he ain't going to be like, I'm fucking getting this motherfucker. Actually, no, that's probably true. That's what kids do. The moment you say this is bad, like, it must be good. I need to.
What kid over the age of 7
Nobody
is looking to buy a book at all?
That's what I'm saying. It's just unnecessary. And it's also no coincidence. There's Read Across America Week. They're just trying to get a lot of publicity with this, I'm sure.
Eyewash, dude. It's just it is all it is, man. I mean, the other things that we talked about, I mean, the Mr. Potato Head and all those things, that's ridiculous. That's what happens, man. Because there's real serious racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia. There's real issues.
Yeah, they're trying to cancel Eminem for his homophobia. It's like people tried canceling Eminem in '99 for his gay stuff, for making fun of gay people, like actually talking about killing gay people in his songs and stuff.
Yeah.
But and then Elton John performed with him on the Grammys or the MTV Awards to show, like, listen, this is art. This guy he's playing a character in that song.
Right.
Like, if you're a psychopath that's like thinks this song's talking to you, it goes back to like heavy metal's making people kill people.
Yeah, video games make you kill people. It's like, what, you just want everything to be gone? Like, I don't like this.
Dude, these are the same people, man. The same people back then. It's weird. It's not, because back then it was the conservatives doing it. The liberals were all like, you can't be getting rid of stuff. And now conservatives are saying you can't be getting rid of stuff, and liberals are that way.
Right.
It is bizarre. It's like we fucking flipped it.
Also, like,
I think it's because they don't beat the kids. That's why.
But I think it's come to because a lot of the issues are social, like, human stories. And I just think the battles they're going up against are just, they make the war harder to win. When you pick Mr. Potato Head as your spearhead for the week, it's like, wow, you lose credibility with anybody who's on the fence. You know what I mean? Whoever wants to be taught, first off, whoever wants to be taught probably already has a sensitive side to all these issues. Anybody who's open to any psychobabble about what needs to go away is probably already in favor of the left.
Yeah.
So who are you winning over? Are you just doing it to show the people who don't agree with you that they're wrong and bad people? Is that all the point is? Because everyone who agrees with you already agrees. So who are you talking to? Who are you yelling at?
Listen, when you're an activist like that, a social justice activist, when you say you pick a thing you want to get rid of that you're going to clean up, once you do, you got to find something else because your job's over. It's not even really a job. It's like your purpose in life that you chose to be is over. So it's never good enough. It's just the next thing.
I would love to know. So you got Pepe Le Pew. What I wanted, I'm just sticking with that because it just keeps blowing my mind. What I would love to know is, cancel morons. Did you receive reports and studies from millions of therapists over the last 40 years that attribute mass rapes and prisoners who've been in rape? Did they all have one thing in common? Pepe Le Pew? Was that the fucking thing? And you're like, you know what? We need to talk about this because we did studies and most rapists in prison had Pepe Le Pew as their hero. Where did you come up with it?
Yeah,
Or was
they all got jailhouse Pepe Le Pew tattoos on their face.
Yeah. Are they all? Are you guys all just sitting around going, "What seems wrong? That doesn't seem right." Well, fuck it. Has it affected anybody? What makes that wrong or right? Has it done anything? You say it has, but has it?
Yeah, well, that's it. It's the whole, because they said it normalizes rape culture. That's a new term that's really come out with all this.
Cool.
Like, let's normalize this. Let's normalize that. Like they're normal. It's like
those people accountable. Show us where you see that
personal responsibility.
But also show me where you've come up collectively with this normalizes rape culture. Tell me. Have you done a survey over 100 million people and they all were like, yeah, you know, Pepe Le Pew does make it okay to grab a broad. Like, where did you come up with it? Where did you come up with that other than your own eyes, which don't make you right? Just because you see something don't mean you're right.
Well, because especially journalists, they can just talk to two people and be like, yo, people are saying.
Yes.
It's just like, you know, when it comes to Native American issues, I never see hordes of them in a street or picketing or talking about it. It's always like these like hippie white kids. And
yeah.
Like, I don't like, yeah, listen, if you are telling me, like, even back with the whole like Black Lives Matter thing, there was a time when the black people were like, hey, you guys got to stop it. Like when it's like these hordes of white people, just you guys are just, you're doing a little too much. Like you're
hurting the cause.
You're hurting the cause. It's like, we got it.
That's why I'm saying with stuff like this, they're not helping. They're making it worse for people. You're not only turning off anybody who was on the fence, you're actually making people who were on your side going, fuck you.
It's just, dude, it's getting, I feel like this week, every time, I've never had a week where it's just got weirder and weirder with headlines.
Yeah.
Check this one out. There's a California is considering a bill now. So like,
it's ridiculous.
You're not right. Check this out.
Go ahead.
So you take your, so you had a son and a daughter, little kids, taking them school shopping. Now they no longer want to make they want to make it illegal for a store to have a boys or a girls section. It's just got to be kids. No boys. You can't separate it. It's all got to be intermingled. Because it's hurting the kids. Gender neutral stores for clothes. That's a law. They want a law. Because they feel it's uncomfortable for the kids to go shopping and then having to choose in the store.
See, here's the problem.
Yeah.
As a dad, if I'm open with my children and I speak to when they're younger, and they're older now, but when they were young little kids, if those subjects we talk about them, gender issues and stuff like that, if we talked about that at home, my children would know they can go any department they want to go in. Right? Because we've talked about it. It's not Macy's job to make sure everyone's comfortable in the store.
Yeah.
It's the parents' job to go, hey, there's a boys section and a girls section. That's just where kids shop. And then when a retail lays out their store, that's what they do. They put boys in section and girls in section because there's people going to come in here who are totally looking for boys' clothes. And I'm not that I care, but I don't want to go through 9 racks of dresses to find one pair of my pants for my son and then go through 9 pairs of sporting goods to find some dresses for my daughter. So how about just keep it separate? If you don't want to, whatever you want to do, all the way over there, kids clothes, and all the way over there, kids clothes.
But we're going to know what section it is just by the clothes. Even if you take the signs out, signs out. It's like, yeah, unless you're actually going to put boys' clothes on the rack with girls' clothes.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to do that?
They said no child should feel stigmatized for wearing a dinosaur shirt or playing with a Barbie doll. Clothing and toy sections of department stores pigeonhole children. They need to by separating them across gender lines. What?
No. You know who helps not pigeonhole children? The parents of those children.
That's what I'm saying.
Parents will be there for their kids if there's confusion, if there's a desire to wear. If a little girl's like, I don't want to wear this, I want to wear a football jersey. Let's get a football jersey then, sweetie. My son, I don't want to wear this, Dad. I want to wear a pink shirt. Let's get a pink shirt, pal. Like, we don't have to. I'm going to take care of that. The store's not going to do that for me.
Yeah. Like, yeah, say you have a son who's like, I want to get a sundress.
Let's get
Whether there's a sign on the wall or not, he's still going to be in that store trying on a sundress.
100%.
And probably feeling uncomfortable.
Right.
Anyway, it's just it's unnecessary laws. It's weird, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, like, is it that big a deal? No, it's just a sign. But it's like, oh, it's this thing I bark about for years. It's just like it's never enough. It's just chip away. It's like, what do you want us all to be? Just non-identifying people that just have no feelings or never feel pain. We're just going to be these just like slugs that
don't. The fucking, what is that movie? Not the Stepford Wives. What is it? The one they're all the same people. Everybody looks the same. Not Stepford Wives. It's another. I can't think of the movie. But yeah, it's like music. I mean, like it's everything. Like I don't like. It's like we're all supposed to like, listen, enjoy, be entertained. Nobody identify. You're a man. I don't want to hear it. You're a person. I'm a person. It's like, what are we doing? Are we? There's no home life where I teach my children to feel great about themselves, regardless.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. It's like when you have a heavyset person, or if your kid's really heavyset, your job as a parent is to try to help them not be heavyset, or let them know that they're awesome regardless. The world shouldn't be forced to be like, everyone is great, everyone is awesome, life is beautiful, life is good. What the fuck is that? What the fuck world are you writing?
They say, it's just forcing me to have like uncomfortable conversations with my children. It's like, no, these are conversations you should have with your children. You're supposed to teach them the ways of the world.
They're your kids. If you don't want to have uncomfortable conversations with your kids, don't have kids, you dumb fuck. Who? Oh, the world's got to bend. It's like, it's this simple. Like I remember me and my girlfriend broke up, and she's like, dating she's gonna date someone, and my buddy was like, "Are you okay with them dating?" Mm-hmm. They're like, "Hey," it's like, "What if I wanted to date her?" I'm like, "Why would I care? She's my ex-girlfriend now. You're my best friend. Why should you guys prevent any of your future happiness just because that may make me feel bad?"
Right.
Isn't it on me to learn how to not feel bad about this? Why is it on you to prevent me from feeling any feelings? That's not how the world works. And I don't want to live in that world. I don't want to live in a world where everything is no sharp edges. Everything's rounded off. No, nothing is out. Now, if there's things you can change, there's things that we can do as a community to make things easier for people. Absolutely. But boys section and girls section, the only reason anybody really is going, again, show me a study where you've talked to 1 million transgender people and they've all said, yeah, when I was a kid, man, I hated it because I didn't want to be in the boys section. I wanted to be in the girls section. Well, did you tell your parent? No, I never came out of the closet. Because of the store? Was it because of the store you couldn't shop in? Or was it because you were uncomfortable because you couldn't have that conversation with your parents because nobody was talking about that shit? We need to talk about it, but we need to talk about it in our homes.
I don't know. It's like some weird agenda or something to like make everything about gender and non-gender and like being fluid. It's a very bizarre path that we're on. And I know like even talking like this, people would be like, this guy's like a bigot. He doesn't. I have friends that are transgender.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter if
I don't give a shit. All I'm saying is, how about, listen, I don't want anybody to live in a world where they're getting hated on.
That's what that's what I was saying.
Yeah, but it's like, live in the world with us. Like,
right.
Like, just because say you don't identify or don't know what you are doesn't mean that everyone else has to be like that or take down signs to make you feel better about that. When you decide if you're a boy or not, then you go to the boys section.
Right. Or if you never want to say what your identity is or what your gender is, then don't. But why do I not? Why can't I say that I'm a boy or I'm a man? Why can't I say that? Why does my comfortability and confidence in knowing who I am not good for you because you don't know who you are yet?
Sounds like some toxic masculinity to me.
It's just, and like, you know what's fucked up is like, I'm such a, I'm on the side. I want everyone to feel good. And if you tell me something like, I get like the boy section, the girl section, I can look at it because I can look at it through different eyes. It doesn't matter either way.
Yeah.
But I think that's not the solution to your uncomfortability. Now, I'm not someone who's struggling with my gender or sexuality. So you can say, well, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Fine. Okay. What I am, though, is a parent. And my job as a parent is to be there for my children. It doesn't mean they're going to open up to me. No. But my job is to have all these difficult conversations with my kids. And the boys section and the girls section is the last frontier for my kids. They should already walk into that store comfortable knowing that we can go in any section. I got your back. Unfortunately, the world's not going to have your back. So if you went and just named the kids and you were looking at dresses, unfortunately, there's probably somebody in here is going to look at you sideways. What my job as a parent is to teach you that it doesn't matter. You have to look in the mirror and feel good about yourself regardless.
Yeah.
You and that's my job as a parent.
Everything like you're going to feel, it's just, it kind of pigeonholes, like it kind of like goes into this other thing I just wanted to talk about because I was all thinking about, we're trying to like nerf the world where nobody gets hurt. Everything you bounce off, everything's cool. There was this, my therapist had me read and watch this Netflix special from this woman, Brene Brown. She did like TED Talks and stuff. She's like a therapist or whatever. And she posted this thing the other day. It kind of goes along the way of, it's called toxic positivity because you never hear about that.
Right.
And the quote was, toxic positivity is forced false positivity. It may sound innocuous on the surface, but when you share something difficult with someone, they insist that you turn it into a positive. What they're really saying is, my comfort is more important than your reality.
Yes.
Because I started thinking, because I think about that too. It's like I get sick of people being so positive. Like they're like, nah, you ain't thinking that way. Fuck you, man. I fucking feel this way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or like people like you're negative about something, be like, yeah, I'm not even gonna think like that, man. I'm not gonna.
Right.
Like, well, okay, then just tell me go fuck myself. How about that?
Do you not want me to talk? Is that what you're saying?
You don't want me to talk?
You want to hear the thing I'm going through?
But yeah, it's toxic. Toxic positivity is like what this world is become. It's like everyone just build each other up. And you're the greatest. Nobody gets hurt. It's like, why don't we get real, man? Like,
yeah.
It's like nobody wants to be real anymore. Everyone's like, especially with social media and like, because all this stuff really came out with social. Everyone's just like putting on fronts. I feel like half the time people that are bitching about this stuff or writing articles don't even give a fuck. They're just getting clickbait because they're a writer.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's
yeah.
agenda driven. I'm nauseated by all of it.
I know.
I'm sorry.
The problem is, I understand we need to make some changes in this world because times have changed. People need to feel a little more comfortable, a little more open, and a little less judged. They're still going to be judged, and there's still going to be people out there who don't accept you for being transgender, gay, black, Asian, Spanish. There's going to be people like that. If what we can control, if we can dull some of the edges that it isn't so sharp out there, but the world is not. The world isn't safe. The world is hurtful.
Yeah, it's like forced evolution. It's like you're not.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to like. It's like you're trying too hard and you turn it. It's like, how about you just like do normal things that are natural and like start with educating children.
That's the thing.
You know what I mean? Educate your children about these things and they grow up into people that are educated about. Listen, man, I don't know. I grew up I grew up in the 80s as a kid, and I was a teenager in the 90s, graduated high school in 93, but it's like I had gay friends, I had black friends.
There was no conversation. I grew up.
No, but you know what it is? But like it was just, I don't know.
No, it's just you just happen to have gay friends and you happen to be a good person. There's people out there who they don't even associate. They've never even had a black person in their neighborhood or a gay person in their neighborhood. They have no idea.
Right, but you're not going to reach those people.
No, I understand, but I'm saying in mine, where I grew up, we had no conversations about any sexuality.
Yeah.
Other than heterosexuality. You know what I'm saying? And then we got a gay couple moved in upstairs from us. Like the gay guy was my mom's hairdresser, I think. And then him and his boyfriend moved in upstairs. So we rented the upstairs apartment to them. And then I was like, oh, they're two dudes and they live together. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't really fuck me up that much. And then my hairdresser was a gay dude, so it was like I just didn't even think about it really.
Yeah.
I mean, was I a teenager who was like, you know, hey man, you got a boyfriend? What the fuck, don't say that. I don't got a boyfriend. Yeah, I mean, of course, you know, you're uncomfortable in your own skin. Like, no, someone's gonna call you homosexual when you were a kid. Like, that made you uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because you just didn't know any better. You know.
Yeah.
As I got older, somebody's like, you're gay. I'm like, okay. So what? I get awesome clothes and maybe I'll have a six-pack? Yes. Bring it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'll have dudes hanging around me all day long. Yeah, I want that.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? What else is on your...
End it the way you end it.
It is what it is.
There you go.
There we go. It is what it is. I want to know what else is on your board because I'm bored with this topic.
Oh, good. Well, I had a few things, but did you watch Coming to America?
No, but I've seen a lot of people shitting on it.
Yeah. Well, it isn't good. The only good thing about it is seeing people that you know or your friends or comedians and the old, you know, Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean? And that's what's the only thing good about it.
Yeah.
You know, Tracy Morgan in it, Les Dogs, like they're funny, man. They're funny in it.
Yeah.
But it isn't that good. But so
what sequels are though? I mean,
this really is a bad sequel too because it's what they. I mean, it's so long, bro. It's 30. What is it? 22 years? No, it's 34 years. 30, right? 33 years old.
Yeah.
So, and callbacks to those jokes and doing those jokes are great for people who've seen it.
Right.
There's like, but then again you do it in it, and then again you're like, all right. Now, the only part I liked that made me laugh, well, a couple parts made me laugh really hard, but Leslie was it Leslie Jones? Yeah. She made me laugh. She was, I would say her and Tracy were the funniest for me. Tracy
Morgan, he cracks me up no matter what he's saying.
Exactly. So at the end of the movie, they're having a wedding at the palace in Zamunda, right?
Uh-huh.
And Eddie Murphy, you know, brings in all people from Brooklyn or Queens. I'm sorry, brings everybody from Queens, and the finishing singer was, what's his name? What's his name in Chocolate?
The fucking Thunder?
No. Is it Chocolate Thunder?
No.
I can't remember right now. Just watched it last night.
Sensual Chocolate.
Sensual Chocolate. What's his name though? Reggie? Is it Reggie Watson?
Randy Watson.
Randy Watson.
Yeah.
Right? So they bring that character back. Now, if you remember, so the old men are sitting at the table watching the wedding, right? And Randy Watson comes on, and they hated him in the first. You remember the first episode, the first movie, when he went and performed, they hated him. They were like the old men from the barbershop, like, this mother. They hated him. But there was the one short dude who loved him, and he was like, in the first movie, he was like, boy, this guy's good. Remember? And he was horrible. He's like, this guy's good. So at the end of the movie, and he's singing, they were like, oh, man. And he stood up and started dancing. He was like, man, this guy's good. Like, and just did it again, and it made me laugh so hard. just because of that callback, because I remember it and it was funny. But
I heard some of the barbershop scenes are good.
They're only good because you remember those guys. Those guys should be dead.
Yeah, but they can make a movie 32 years later that takes place the week after the last movie.
But it doesn't take place.
It doesn't? It takes place in the current times?
Yeah, because the kid, he comes back to New York to find his illegitimate son that he had 30 fucking years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't know the concept of it.
That's the concept is he's the king. His father dies. He's the king, and his father says, you need a son because the way the country works is the boy takes over the kingdom. You have 3 daughters. They can't take over the kingdom. Mm. So they find out that he has an illegitimate son from Leslie Jones. When he was in the first movie, they show like this scene that happened when he was all high and drunk, and she has sex with him and got pregnant.
Okay.
So he goes back to get him. That's Jermaine Fowler. Fowler, right?
I heard he was good in it.
He was. So they went to go get him. So that's when he comes back and he goes to the barbershop. Now it's 30 years later. These barbers at the time were probably like in their 70s. So they all should be about 110. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the old Jewish guy, he was 82 in the first movie. You know what I'm saying? And 30 years later, he's still...
I guess you got to suspend belief a little bit. You know what I mean?
And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. But that's... I mean... It's funny. I'm not a part of the... black community in the comics.
No?
I'm not in like that. I'm friends with them. I'm just not in the back and forth. Yeah. And I'm watching the back and forth of how everybody wants it to be a great movie. And the only thing I could say is I'm happy to see all those comics doing their thing. I liked it. I like seeing all of them on screen again.
Right.
You know what I mean? And seeing Jermaine and Tracy and a couple other people that like Wesley Snipes. Like, I just like seeing that. Like, that's awesome. You know what I mean? So some people in the black community are like, oh, just support our black, fellow, black actors in comics. Yeah, you could say that. I could say that. But I could also, on the very next sentence, go, the movie was dog shit, though.
Yeah.
And I saw people going back and forth. And I saw one girl come in and she's like, it's okay to not like this movie, guys.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, it is. It's okay to not like it. Like, I enjoyed
It's
some
also
of it.
okay not to, like, go on Facebook and tell people you think it sucks.
100%.
It's okay to not like it and not tell anyone. I mean, we're doing a podcast, so it's different. This is a different type of...
Yeah, I just brought it up to see if you watched it.
No, and I'm saying, though, like, but people really, like, I'm sick of people not only hating on movies, but hating with spoilers. It's like, dude.
I know.
Enough already.
I brought it up because of that conversation I saw taking place. And, like, a couple of comedians putting out there how the movie is, and I was just like talking it up, and then people arguing about it. That's why I brought it up to you, because I'm like, I'm not in that community, so I don't have a dog in the race. I don't care how anybody feels about it.
Well, I gotta tell you, in like, my Facebook feed obviously is a lot of comedians, blah blah blah.
Right.
So a lot of them very shitting on it. This is blah blah blah. I knew it was gonna, everything bad. But then I just. There was like an ad for it, so I looked at the comments. Like, regular people are loving that shit. Like, you look in the comments of like an ad for it, like that comes up, a sponsored ad. You just click, just see if everyone's hating it, and it's like, I loved it. It was so fun. It's like,
I enjoy. It's funny because I read somebody's Instagram last night. And they were shitting on it, and the things they were shitting on were valid, very valid. And I was like, yeah, I saw that too. But as a whole, I enjoyed seeing those characters again.
Yeah.
Kind of didn't care.
Right.
The storyline was shitty. It wasn't great. But I didn't care. I got to see those characters again.
Exactly. Yeah, sometimes you just like it just because you're fans of Eddie Murphy.
Correct.
It's like, Beverly Hills Cop 1 was great, but you tolerate the other ones because you like Eddie Murphy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it's...
2 was good. 3, not so much.
Yeah, not 3. 2, I guess, was okay.
2 was good, man.
Not as good as 1.
Well, yeah, what is?
I don't know.
48 Hours was great. Another 48 Hours, not so much.
Yeah, it's rare that sequels are good. Very rare.
Right.
especially comedies.
But I believe this one was done specifically for maybe a little bit of a money grab, but
Yeah.
also it was just nostalgic. It was just like a walk down memory lane because it's been 30 years. It's not happened 5 years later.
I mean, what else are they going to do with Eddie Murphy? He's done everything.
I know.
He's not going to come back to stand up like everybody hopes because he ain't going to go on the road and work an act out and put an hour out there that's going to be criticized so bad. We talked about that in the past. Those days are over. He don't need to. He's played every fucking everything. You just look at his line. What has he not done? So he's like,
podcast.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I mean, you're asking.
It's actually, you know what? That's another pet peeve of mine. I'm tired of you celebrities that already have everything going into podcasting. That's for us schmoes. Get the fuck out of here, Rob Lowe. I'm a fan, but get the fuck out of here.
It's the pandemic.
I know, but how fucking needy are you? The pandemic is when nobody's like us should have been thriving while you guys all sit in your mansions and wait for Hollywood to come back.
Well, speaking of, so I did want to talk about a couple of things on a podcast I heard, but real quick, did you see the story? It's just a story. It blew my mind. Did you hear about the story about Terry Bradshaw going in for surgery in 1983?
No.
All right, so Terry Bradshaw, quarterback for the Steelers, in 1983.
My dad's old roommate did his first toupee.
What's up?
My dad's old roommate did Terry Bradshaw's first toupee.
Oh, is he Maury?
No, he had a hair replacement business in
Maury's.
Terry Bradshaw.
So Terry Bradshaw, 1983, down in I can't remember what state it was, Tennessee. Let's just say Tennessee, maybe Atlanta. I don't know. Checked himself into a hospital for surgery on his elbow, but he checked himself in. Listen to this, 1983. He checked himself in under the name Thomas Brady.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, think about this. At the time, he had 4 Super Bowl rings, and then his name was Thomas Brady, who went on to surpass the 4 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
Like the greatest quarterback at the time used the name of the future GOAT. But he didn't know him. He just used his name.
What a
Tom Brady was, 4 years old?
Maybe he saw something though.
But he didn't know him.
I'm kidding.
I mean, that just blew my mind when I heard the story.
Pretty amazing.
He talked about it like Monday or Tuesday on all the sports talk radio. Like every station was talking about it. I was like, how is this not on every news channel? This is fucking mind-blowing. And remember, think about it. Terry Bradshaw, TB12, the first TB12. Tom Brady, TB12. I mean, just think about all of that.
Yeah, it's a weird coincidence. I guess Tom Brady, if it's just like a very like bland name to use, like if it wasn't, if we didn't know, if there wasn't a Hall of Fame quarterback attached to it, it's like Steve Smith. You know what I mean? You'd be like, I'm gonna go under Steve Smith or someone you don't. Yeah. Tom Brady. Before Tom Brady, that name probably sounded so milquetoast that you're just like. So, no one's like looking for a Tom Brady. I know that.
Thomas Brady sounds like a white fucking banker.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm safe.
Yeah. That was one story. But these things I heard on
what would be what's another name that would be like amazing, like a total like unique name that someone would use? Like Tom Brady, you could see. Is there any other like a crazy sports name that would be like ridiculous if they like Derek Jeter, like if he went in as Derek Jeter, you'd be like, get out of here. Nobody's named Derek Jeter.
Exactly.
I didn't even heard of another Jeter. Never mind a Derek one.
You're right.
Right?
Well, that one guy named this. Like one guy, it's in the pros now. His name is, I think his first name is Jeter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that he was named after Derek Jeter, but his first name is Jeter.
Right.
Which is, your fucking dad.
Your dad's a little too much. He's so psycho. I mean, I've heard of people naming their dog Jeter, but your kid, come on.
Yeah, I think there's a kid named a baseball player named Jeter. But I was listening to Mark Maron. I don't know if you heard. There's two podcasts I listened to on his. One was with. Did you hear Barry Levinson?
No, I haven't listened to Mark Maron in a long time.
So he did an interview with Barry Levinson. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Diner, fucking Rain Man, a million other movies. So when Barry moved out to, this is a story Barry told on the podcast. When Barry moved out to LA, he wasn't trying to be an entertainer. He went to school in Baltimore and like covered like the newsroom and covered the TV station, but he wasn't like his thing. He just worked at this TV station trying to help like the college TV station. But it wasn't his thing. He moved out to LA. He wasn't moving out to be in that business. He was just moving to LA.
Right.
And he got a roommate. His roommate was George. I think they call him Boston George. But George was his name, Georgie. His roommate in the 60s. That roommate was like, hey, you want to take acting classes? And he's like, no, I don't want to take acting classes. And he's like, come on, I need a ride. He's like, all right, I'll sign up. So he signed up and he kind of enjoyed it. And that guy, George, stopped going. And then he didn't feel like driving from where they lived all the way up to the LA part. So he moved and they kind of lost touch. And fast forward into the 80s, Barry's married, and he watching the news, and it's George. They say the name George. He's like, oh, that's the guy that was my roommate 25 years ago. It's the dude from the movie Blow that flew in the drugs. Remember the movie Blow? Yeah. That was about the real guy who was like the drug guy flying in drugs.
Yeah.
It was him. That guy.
The real guy.
The real guy. George was the guy.
Young or something like that?
Yeah, George Young. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was his roommate. And then the next time he heard him was being arrested for being this kingpin of bringing drugs in from America. How just the world. Like that's what the Terry Bradshaw on that. I was like, holy fucking coincidences. He's like, that's the guy George I was talking about.
I wonder what happened to Georgie.
Thank God we split up. He's like, because if I would have lived with him, I would have been probably doing the same dumb shit.
Yeah. First acting classes, now you want me to mule for cocaine? Come on.
God damn. Stop signing me up. Next you're going to do is improv, please.
I guess I'll take airplane lessons. I got nothing to do.
But that was just a funny story I heard. And then I was listening to Jake Gyllenhaal's interview with Mark. Mm-hmm. And it's just how we all think the same, entertainers in general. But Mark was telling that joke, the comics doing a week at a comedy club. Been there all week. It's Saturday. Saturday night he's at the bar. And some hot girl comes up to him and says, you're so fucking funny. Oh, my God, I just want to take you back to my room and fuck you and have sex. You're just so funny. I saw you last night. You were so fucking funny. And he's like, which show? It was the first or second show.
It's so true, man.
It's so true. And it's funny, when I heard that originally years ago, I never voiced that to anybody. I didn't know that that's how people felt. You know what I'm saying? But then you hear other comics, and it's like everyone's on that page. But Jake Gyllenhaal, too, he's like, he'll do a matinee for a play and do another night, and the person will say, I saw you, great play. And he's like, which one? The matinee? Like, he's stuck on it. And he said that we got to stop that as entertainers, as performers. We got to stop doing that because it's their experience.
Right.
Let them have the experience. Our job is to give them the experience.
Yeah, and we're ultra critical of ourselves.
Right.
I've had that where I've had shows where I'm like, you just feel like stuck in the mud almost. You're just like, you're getting through, but and then afterwards people are taking pictures with you. You're like, this was awesome. Oh my God, I love it. You're like, all right.
Yeah, but I've done the whole. Well, I've had other comics go, man. You gotta be able to take the compliment, man. You just really, because they'll be like, oh my God, that was such a good show. I'm like, really? I just didn't feel as connected. They don't know any of this shit that's coming out of my mouth. You know what I mean? Like there's like 3 new bits I was trying to work.
Say thank you so much for coming out.
Exactly, because
they had a great time.
Yeah. Now on the flip side, you can't let that response dictate how you are because you know what is good and what's bad.
You have to be genuine with yourself.
Correct. But to them, you can let them have that.
Yeah.
Instead of going, I don't know. It's just because there was one part I was doing. I don't know if you saw it. I was like saying, like, I don't know, man. I just like the show.
Yeah.
You know, I'll break down jokes. So like, really? Did you like the new? I had this new joke. Like, they don't know what's new.
Oh, my shows they do because I perform so much at Uncle Vinny's to like the same audience that they're like, I love all the new shit. I'm like,
right.
Cool. Sometimes I don't even know. I like when I'm like, I have new shit because you're just always adding shit.
Yes.
And you're like, what was my new shit? Because it's just I just keep doing shit.
Right.
It's always my current shit.
Yeah, and like the new shit squeezed into something that was old shit, and now it becomes new shit again, but you don't remember because it was in the middle of old shit.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, no, the thing about the cats. And you're like, oh, that is new. That's right.
Yeah.
I did you're right. And then you get excited. Like, yeah, you like that? I did the thing with the bell. The cats have a bell. Oh, my God. I love that joke.
Yeah. Yeah, no, taking compliments is hard. No, it's weird. Like, I like me and you have a hard time taking compliments. All like my favorite comedians have a hard time taking compliments. It's always the ones that are eating balls up there that are awful, that are like just searching for the compliments. They're out there like bothering the audience. Did you have a good time? Did you?
Yeah. We did. Had nothing to do with you, though.
Did you have a good time watching me chase my dreams? I've seen psycho comedians ask the audience to take pictures with them.
I see that all the time.
And then post on their social media with fans.
Yeah. That you made take pictures.
I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? What world do you live in?
Right.
Well, like, I can't even, like, what's that? I know I had a crazy comic that used to show up at shows.
That he wasn't on.
He wasn't on, but take a picture. Like, we'd be on stage with audience members. He would, like, sneak on.
Oh, like he was, that's
like,
gross.
He was on. And then, I guess, find that picture when we're all tagged in it and then repost it. Be like, great times at such and such. You're like, you weren't even.
So, look, how do you even feel good about anything that comes from that photo? Like when people are like, oh, man, that's great. You're up. Yeah, doing the thing. Like, how do you even take that?
Yeah, COVID didn't retire enough of these guys that I was hoping it would.
Did you, I had speaking of photos, just a funny thing that happened. I was doing Governors a couple of years ago. 10 broads out, 10 or 15 broads. And they come up after me. Oh, my God, you're so fucking funny. And they're hanging out the whole time. So the whole showroom empties finally. I've been shaking hands, selling CDs. And they're hanging by the bar. And they're like, oh, my God, you're so fucking good. So some of them, a few went outside. She's like, can we take a picture? And I was like, yeah, let me real quick. I just want to run to the back and get my shit. And then I'll get ready to leave. So I run to the back, use the bathroom, come out. And I come out in front. And she's like, oh, my God, great. And gives me the camera. Wanted me to take their picture.
Ouch. That's just got to give you that bomb stomach twist. Like,
well, I was like, are you fucking kidding? I said it. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I told you I was going to the back to use the bathroom and get you wanted me to take the picture? You think I would have ran up here to take your picture? And then one of the friends like, oh my God, why you like two or three? I'm like, why are you asking him to take pictures? I'm like, because this is the fucking one that's probably talking the whole show. You know what I mean? The one fucking brought it in and fucking watched the show. These all like the show. You probably didn't even fucking see it.
Yeah, you weren't didn't even know you were the comic.
Yeah. I mean, can you want to come out and take a photo? Yeah. Let me just go grab my stuff and I'll head out.
KP told me a story recently. He would cut off stage at Uncle Vinny's, but he was dressed all in black. Like he had a black button up. Like, jeez, he got off stage and a woman goes, can I get some Coke with no ice? Like he was just up there. And I told him, I was like, no, what I think it is because they have a regular host there, Joe Weber, who's a waiter there, but he's like the host of every show.
Yeah.
So they probably just, because KP was in black, they were probably just like, wow, this place has 2 waiter comedians? This is great.
Smart business.
Smart business. And they were both great. Trying to think of anything like that. Did you ever like go to a show and people tell you, good show, you weren't even on the show. You're just there hanging. You're like, good job tonight. I'm like, I was in the corner the whole what? My only thing I would think is they've either seen me in a video, seen me somewhere, and they're just see the face and just
all blended together.
And blended together like you were great tonight. Especially if they had a few.
Yeah.
That's the only explanation because I look just like everybody else in the building.
I don't know why people would even. I don't understand. Like, what show were you watching? There was 3 comedians on the show. You lost track of the 3 you saw.
Yeah,
there was a girl hosting, a fat guy, and then a tall black dude at the end, and you couldn't figure out that I wasn't any of those people.
Yeah. I should sell CDs that way. Just bring them anyway. I'd be like, good show tonight. Thanks, Sean. Buy a CD.
Thank you. Yeah, a bunch of new stuff I did tonight.
That's the new thing I'm going to do because, shows. I've been having shows, but they get canceled because, people are scared to come out or.
Right.
It's just weird times. So a few times it was shows where there was like 3 people. So they're like, we're not going to do a show for 3 people. So I'm like, I'm going to start bringing my CD. And if any of my shows get canceled, I'm giving them free CD. Like if people showed up because like, I apologize for this. I want to do a show. Here's a CD because I was sitting in the back of the room. I felt so bad watching these people get up to go.
Yeah.
Like there's like, we're coming out, and you're like,
right.
Like part of me was like, I'll do it for them.
Right.
Even though it'll be fucking weird, I feel like even like it'll be entertaining to watch me struggle, even if there's that.
Right.
But good news. I mean, April 1st, comedy clubs in New York are opening. That's a good sign.
Oh, okay.
30% occupancy.
Nice.
Not bad. And I think like rest of New York is going to 75% occupancy, like restaurants. I wonder if governors will be able to do that since they're
Long Island, not boroughs.
So it's looking up, man. Things opening up.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got my first vaccine shot this Thursday.
How the fuck did you get ahead of me?
CVS. You have to like. I'll talk to you after the podcast.
Listen, I got an email 2 months ago from my employer, like the company I deliver for. I deliver fucking medication and fucking equipment to cancer patients.
Yeah,
I
live with a cancer patient. I should be getting one.
So you should be. No, I'm not saying you shouldn't.
Yeah,
but I was. What is it? 1A. I was 1B.
Yeah.
That was what I fall under for my job, 1B, which is it's healthcare extra, whatever, extended healthcare. And I just got an email yesterday from the state of New Jersey. You're in line.
Yeah, I got the in line when it's like,
so CVS?
Call Ritu. She'll help you out. I'm telling you. Just message her. She helped me out. She's been getting appointments for old people in her neighborhood. She's just like, because it's too much. The state can't do it. They're fucking this whole thing up.
Yeah.
So people that are eligible, like my mother, she helped my mother get one.
Right.
My mother she got one a month ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm telling you, she'll get you one.
When do you go for yours? Tomorrow?
Thursday. I get March 11th, first shot, second shot April 1st.
Okay.
Getting Pfizer.
Comedy clubs open up. Joey gets his second one.
Hey. Dude, I want to get
Coincidence? I don't think so.
Coincidence? I don't think so. All I know is I'm happy with that news of clubs. I just want to be doing gigs, man. Like, we have some gigs coming up.
I want to perform, but I have to go. It sucks because I have to go back. It has to go back quickly to me filling my calendar. I cannot drib and drab my calendar. I won't be able to do it.
No, well, right. It's it's gonna be a while for it to come back. Like I think cranking,
so
like fundraisers and stuff like.
I'm not going to stand up New York or fucking Greenwich to try to get us. I don't care. I can't. I just can't do it. I got to work.
No,
it's not going to make a living for me. It's just not going to do it. I got to make a living.
No, I hear you. No,
Unfortunately.
making a living with comedy is, unless you have a name right now, you're not making a living.
Yeah, so I mean, like,
Um,
I got an email today from the manager about cruises and asking again, saying that vaccinations won't necessarily be a requirement,
mhm.
although I'm going to get one anyhow.
Yeah.
And it looks like they want you to go out for longer periods of time, and they'll probably keep you out and then put you up somewhere if you're not on the ship, and keep you in this like loop of entertainers who've already been like quarantined and approved type of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Getting everybody ready, and then you're on the ship, then you're in a hotel, you get tested again, you're back on the ship, like that kind of thing. Instead of like the way it used to work is you go do a week or two, then you're going home for a couple of weeks. Oh, then you travel for another 2 weeks and come home for a month. They want to just keep you out. Just want to get you done and keep you out.
I forget which cruise line. I read something some cruise lines doing their first fully vaccinated cruise. They're trying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like they're making sure everyone's vaccinated. They're doing like a test run.
Yeah, right. Okay.
With fully
cool.
vaccinated people. Yeah, I think they're just going to wind up doing cruises to nowhere because it's like you can't trust all these ports and people coming in and out like you used to.
Right.
Like in different countries, like you see,
not
like
right now.
4 cruise ships with just piles of people coming out, mixing with the locals.
No.
Just get on a cruise, go cruise for 10 days, come back.
That's first off, I love that more than getting off and walking to some fucking
pretend port. Mexico. Like it's almost like a theme park Mexico.
Exactly.
You know, a theme like we're going to Honduras. It's like you're not really.
Yeah.
Like those are concrete palm trees. Like
I had a joke originally when I used to do the snorkeling bit that like I'm walking to Mexico and it's like the guys that are working the huts and selling T-shirts are getting back on the boat with me to go home. It's like they live in Florida. They don't live here. It's like they just like put on a fucking accent, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Mexico, and then you're like, don't you live in fucking Brooklyn? Yeah, just trying to make an extra dollar. You know what I mean? Like it's like not real, and you don't. Some of those places you don't want to go to real because real is bad.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Real is bad.
So, what's the point? Like I've never like it's probably the one thing I don't do well on cruises. People like other entertainers would be like, yo, if you're going to this port, get off and go here. You want to go here. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going any of those places.
Yeah, no thank
you. Not one of those places am I going. Like maybe a beach. You know what I mean? Maybe do a little excursion on a horseback. You know what I mean? That'd be all I'm doing, but that's it.
I hope it comes back for you, man.
Fingers crossed. It's just
like it's closer to it being back than we're a year in. Today was a year. My last show, like I did my last show last year before my schedule got cleared, and then I was stuck home. March 7th, I did that AA fundraiser.
Oh, I was just left because I was supposed to do it with you, right?
Yeah, it was me and Patrick Holbert. Fucking sold out show, awesome. But man, that year flew by. I can't believe it's been a year already. But like, it's like good because it's like we're closer to being back to normal.
So I was in Stanhope. It looks like
Stanhope, New Jersey.
I don't know. It's a 2-night thing. Let me see what this says on here. No, I was in Saratoga. That's where I was. I was in Saratoga, and then I came back home, and I hit a flight on March 11th. That's when I did the whole Argentina run, and then I flew back home on the March. I think I flew back home on the 19th, right? And then they shut down, right? Is that how it worked?
Yeah, I think I shut down on like the 13th. So yeah, probably the 19th.
Oh, you know what? That's right. I canceled it. I canceled the Saratoga weekend, and I flew out March 3rd and did that whole Argentinian, Chile, a bunch of those countries. I flew out March 3rd and came home March 12th. had a day home. March 12th is when everything started to go down.
Yeah, because I had Uncle Vinny's that weekend. I was headlining 12th, 13th, and they shut it down.
I had the show in Smithtown on the 14th, the day after St. Patrick's Day, the Irish show, and they did a social distancing show, and they had like 30 people in the theater.
I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird how they sat them separately, and I was like, oh, this is going to be weird. But I traveled like the day that it was all going into shutdown. It's almost like Argo. Remember the movie Argo? I just got off like before they shut everything down. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But I think this summer, I feel like outdoor shows, people figured them out.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're going to do a lot of good ones. We have that one we're going to do in May. I know is going to be great because they're going to sell it out. This was the gig. This is the same gig as I had today last year. That'll be the one in May where they sold out.
Yeah.
They were like, it was standing room only. So this outdoor gig.
I got to wrap up.
All right, man.
Because I got to go to the bathroom bad.
Okay, thanks everybody for watching. Please subscribe to the audio podcast. Mike's gotta go do poo-poos.
Bad.
Bad. You've been listening to All in Our Heads.